Right, just moving over onto the Q&A, and we've got a few questions. Do feel free to pop any questions that you have based on what Matt said, for either myself or Matt, and happy to try and answer. If we don't answer during this Q&A, we will follow up afterwards, so do feel free to chuck something in. So, Matt, first question. How do we identify who is using shadow AI?
So it really depends if you've got the tools in place or not. The best thing that you can do is go and have an open and honest conversation with your staff if you don't have the tools in place. Don't use it as a whipping tool to try and figure out. What tends to happen when people don't have the tools in the environment that they want, they tend to go and find the tools that they kind of do the job for them. AI is unbelievable at doing that. It may be something that they're looking to try and use just to try and get better results out of their business, to try and achieve their KPIs. Go and have a real conversation with your staff. Ask them what it is. If you do have security tools in place, go and speak to your security provider. Any environment that we have a look at, we can see exactly who's using AI. We can tell you what the model is that they're using. We can tell you how often they're using it. We can tell you if they're uploading files to it or not. All right. So anytime we're having a look at that, it really depends on, do you have that secure foundation? If you've got that secure foundation, you already know. If you don't have that secure foundation, you're going to have to go and do some exploring. You can call us. We can run through an audit in your environment. This is also a question that we can answer in that initial kind of discovery and mapping for you. So this is something we can dig a little bit deeper into there.
Perfect. Thank you. Well answered. Okay, I got time, I think, for maybe one or two more. Are you seeing SMEs implement this already?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're seeing SMEs implement this in an array of different kind of scenarios. So if we've got people who have been sitting on a big database for a long time and they want to gain access from that to give them a competitive angle, there's a way that you can do that with AI that can scan the entire environment, and it just feeds you the intelligence that's coming through from there. We're seeing people use customer success agents, outreach agents. We're seeing those two tools that you saw earlier, an HR tool that kind of supports that entire team, making sure that all of the work is done the right way. An internal support tool. Wherever you can find an issue with your business, AI can do something to help there. So, yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you. Okay, well, I think enough time for one more. So this all sounds great for enterprise budgets, but realistically, how much does this cost for a small business?
So
size business. I mean, cost to ROI is always it's going to be a question that I understand.
So I think this really comes down to understanding what you're looking to try and achieve. So it's that outcome mapping again. If you've got a process where you are looking to save money in a certain aspect, there's a way that we can go and put that agent into your environments where effectively you can get charged every time it saves you money. So instead of paying £1 for it, you get charged 50p for that process every time that it happens. In a scenario like that, you're actually saving money from the get-go as soon as you implement the tool. If you're having a look at any processes that are potentially costing you a lot of money because you're having to get a whole lot of SaaS tools in there to make sure that process is happening, you can probably immediately save money through there by implementing AI and getting a few automation processes in place where you can slim down the amount of tools that you really need in your environment. It really depends what you're looking to try and achieve. If you've got a process in your business that if you can make it 20% faster, you'd pay double for what you currently got. Yeah. Some companies are doing that. They're seeing the value of doing something faster and paying more for it. So it really depends what you're looking to try and achieve, and that's why this becomes a consultative approach to go and say, we know that can work in that scenario, but if you're trying to make something faster, cheaper, bigger, all of that together, we'd we say we need to push back a bit here and try and understand what is the core over here. All of those things happening potentially could happen, but
yeah,
one.
Sorry, I was going to say, I think this question illustrates the danger of if you just take it and deploy it everywhere without plan, and it goes to that original challenge of measuring ROI. You know, if you're just putting it in every scenario without the plan, you are very quickly going to get to a point where you go, I don't know what the return is. You know, we've spent a lot of money in these different places. Where is the return on investment? And I think this question illustrates the importance of going through those 6 stages, you know, going through a structured process, understanding what the roadmap looks like, where the quick wins are. You don't do that, you very, very quickly could end up in a situation where you've spent far more than you may see as a return because you've just deployed it everywhere rather than specific places.
100%.